Yo, what's going on, guys? Jared here. Today I want to bring you a Legacy of Destruction Centur-Ion deck profile, and I want to show you guys just how to play around certain things and how these cards impact Centur-Ion in Legacy of Destruction, because it's not like other decks getting support where they get like crazy new combos that are doing such new different things. No. The Centur-Ion stuff is actually letting you play through more cards, as before you wouldn't be able to. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So if you guys enjoy this type of competitive content, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know what you think down below of Centur-Ion. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into the list. So very quickly, here is my current Centur-Ion list. This is just something that I've been messing with for after Legacy of Destruction. Yeah, so let's just go over the new cards real quick so we all get a grasp of what they do, and then we can just go from there. The first one that I want to go over, which is the best one by far, is the level 12 Synchro. This is the new Synchro that they are getting. It is ridiculous. This is it. This is the best card they're getting, hands down. It's not even close to me. Well, again, level 12 Dark Dragon, those all matter. Generic, of course, face-up charge and your spell and trap card can't be destroyed by card effects. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Centurion card from your deck to your hand. During your end phase, you can place one non-synchro Centurion monster from your graveyard or banishment face-up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. So both those last two effects are absurd. And they're absurd for the most mild reasons. It seems so silly, but it really, really matters. Okay, before we jump into why this is so important, I want to go into the other cards first, just so we have a grasp of the whole picture. The next best card is definitely Wake Up Centurion, the new quick play spell. If there is a face-up monster card in your face-up bar trap zone, declare level from 4 or 8. Declare level 4 or 8. Special summon a Centurion token with that level. It cannot be used as fusion or link, and then during the main phase you can banish it and send a Centurion card from your deck to your graveyard, and you can only use each effect once per turn. This is very, very good for playing around Nibiru, and I'm going to show you why it's so broken of playing around Nibiru. And this is definitely a one-of in the deck. I saw a lot of people playing more than that. You really don't need more, I don't think. This is definitely just a strong one-of. I just think it's your new best search target by far, because it's just such a free extender if you get to it at that moment. And then lastly, I think the worst card that we are getting for Centurion is Centurion Gargoyle 2. This reads, send one face-up Centurion card you control to the graveyard, special summon it from the hand. Also, you can have special summon Centurion Gargoyle for the rest of the turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard as secret material, you can add it back to the hand. During the main phase, if this card is a continuous trap, special summon it, and you can decrease its level by 4. So this card on paper seems a lot better than it really is. From what I've been testing, what we've been trying to do, me and Nick have not found a purpose for this card. All of the combos already work. You don't need an extra body like this. This is pretty much another brick. Emeth was already a brick, so we don't need another brick. I don't want to play another brick in my deck. The only thing this gets is if you draw Emeth, now you have a different level 8 you can search from your deck, but the lines with Emeth in your hand can already fix themselves. If he's there already, you don't even need this card, because we also got Wake Up in the same set, which is also a level 8, right? Like, you keep that in mind. This is also a level 8, so it also fixes that issue at the same time. So we don't need another level 8 also. So that is why I'm not playing this card personally, and why I don't like it. Very quickly, card by card, 3 Chudia, 3 Primera, 3 Motorbike, 3 Wakaushi. I'm still on Super Heavy Samurais. I think these cards are just obnoxious. 3 Wake Up, 1 Terraforming, 3 Oath, 1 Emeth, 1 of the Soul Gaia booster, 1 of the Big Benki, 1 of the trap cards, Scion Phalanx, we're actually playing this now, 1 Wake Up, 1 Magnamut, 3 Bell, 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Shifter, and 3 Phantasme. So obviously this is a big switch for the main deck, especially playing something like Shifter, and I'm going to get to that. Side deck is just extra stuff you could play, nothing really too crazy here, this is just options that you have. The extra deck, we have 1 Legatia now, 2 copies of the new Synchro, 2 Calamity, 1 Blazar, 1 Crimson, 1 Tilting Entrainment, 1 of the Excel Synchro Stardust, 1 Baron, 1 Zeus, 1 Flame Banshee, 1 Baguska, 1 SP Little Knight, and 1 Artemis. So, now that is over with, let's go over and explain the Synchro a little bit more, because I think this is my favorite card, and I want to kind of break it down a little bit of why it's so good. So, obviously, being able on summon searching. So we have to compare this to the card that we had previously, right? The card we had previously was Legatia. Legatia on summon was just a draw. That was all it was. Believe me, a draw on a pop isn't bad, right? We're still playing it. It's still a good card. But a guaranteed search in this deck is so much better for a level 12, especially generic. So now any level 12 synchro that you make is full combo. That's just full combo, right? So tilting entrainment through the super heavy line is now Calamity Lock without normal summon. That's a big one. Or no, sorry, it is normal summon, but it is through a Nibiru now, because you don't have to go through the Banshee line anymore. Now you can go through a different line, which plays through Nibiru, which is broken. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that is super important. Any generic 12 can now do it. There's also other lines where if you do get nibbed, or you nib your opponent, where you can this is gonna sound so bad, but I promise you it's so stupid. You can nib your opponent, and then on your turn, normal summon Effect Veiler, synchro the nib and the Effect Veiler for the dark, and then the dark get the wake up, stand up, activate stand up, get Primera, and then you can Primera for either wake up depending on what you have, maybe Emeth. If you're playing Gargoyle, you can play Gargoyle as well. Yeah, you just have a lot of options, because even if you have Gargoyle, right, you can use this to be able to send stand up, and then you can special it, and then you can go into Crimson off those two, and then that's Calamity Lock, and that is again with Nib Veiler on normal summon, which is again, it's just very funny. This is real. I'm not trolling. This is just stupid that it can do all of this. Yeah, so I really, really like this synchro. Also, being able to put back from the banished pile, and not just, I'm not saying banishment, put back a Centur-Ion from the banishment pile as well to the spell or trap zone, to be able to, in the end phase, is very important too, because Legatia couldn't do that, right? Legatia didn't have the effect to do that. It only put back from the graveyard. And neither of these cards target. That's another big thing. So, because neither of them target, you can now enter the end phase, and your opponent has to respond here. Because normally you were going for Primera to put back off of Legatia. So what would happen is Bestials really, really affected this, and things like Shifter really affected this too. Now, because we are able to put back from the banishment non-targeting, we are able to not lose to Bestials, and we're able to not lose to Shifter. I'm Calamity Locking you under Shifter. That is my craziest thing about this deck to me. It is so dumb, but it's hilarious. It is all of the degeneracy in one deck, and it's crazy that this is going to be, allowed, to say the least. So yeah, but it's a bunch of little things for this synchro that add up to make it so much better. Third thing about this card is that it's a dark. It is a dark dragon. And you're probably wondering, Jared, why does this being a dark dragon matter? This shouldn't matter. Well, your end board is going to be this guy, Centur-Ion Dark Dragon Synchro. It is going to be Primera, and you can have it be Emeth as well. Being able to get Emeth on your opponent's turn to be able to summon itself out, and then be able to Synchro, right? That is very, very important, because now we are, with certain lines, actually, we are able to play around Super Poly, because some of the lines make Calamity now on your turn. Or not Calamity, make Crimson on your turn. You can actually make Crimson on your own first turn, to be able to go, on your opponent's turn, you can draw phase Calamity them. You don't have to wait till main phase anymore. You just do it immediately. So yeah, that's another perk to this card. This is all because of this card, by the way. I'm not even joking. This is all because of this card. This card and Super Heavies let you do all of this. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so that is for the synchro. I can't gush over this card enough how ridiculous it is. I'm just now learning about some duality lines. I'm not positive on those yet. I'm just it's there. This guy can duality into Crimson, which is kind of funny. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, next best card, Wake Up. Wake Up, I think, is better in showing you in the combo. I think that's the best way to do it, because what this card allows you is to play through Nib, and the reason why this is important is because previously the effect of stand up to synchro summon in your turn did not matter. It was not relevant, right? So it was really frustrating, because you had this really, really good effect, the quick synchro, and you can do it in ideal times to play around Nib, right? Because Nib's only main phase. So you can end with your board with that would-be Calamity Lock, and then you can, because you play this card, you are able to go into end phase and activate it, and then you're playing around Nibiru now, right? Because you're activating this during the end phase. You can activate stand up now to synchro on your turn still, to make Crimson Dragon next to the synchro, and now you're ending on synchro Crimson Dragon, and still using the guy in the end phase to get back to Primera. So you're still ending on Crimson Dragon guy, Primera in this back row. So you have follow up, Calamity Lock, game. It's so game. It's a ridiculous amount of game. So it's really, really good. And the second effect, to be able to send Usually this doesn't, like, it's not going to matter a lot of the time, but when it does matter, being able to send the trap card is a big option for this card. The trap card right now, pre this set, I really don't like. Post this set, it's ridiculous because now when you get nibbed, you don't care anymore. And I'm going to show you why. Another thing with Wake Up is because of how this card is worded specifically. This ruling should work this way. If it changes, forgive me. I would double check. But the way that it should be ruled, I believe how it's ruled in the OCG because of how this card is worded, translated here, is that if you have a pendulum monster in your scale, you should be able to activate this card and still resolve it. Which is big, right? Because now your scales, like your Big Benkis and your Wakaushis, are now turning into ways to make your Wake Up live, which is crazy important. And you're probably thinking, like, is that really that important? Yes, it is that important. It's super important because you don't want this card to be dead and you want Primera to be able to, because now Primera can search not just stand up to get to a level 8 extender, it can now search Wake Up to get to a level 8 extender. So now you can go like Primera, let's say you have like Big Benki Primera, right? You can go like just an alternative line. You can go like Big Benki Primera search, Wake Up, get stand up, or I'm sorry, Wake Up Synchro for the 12 search stand up. Stand up, put out like Emeth, and then end phase, put out the Primera. And now you're playing around Super Poly as well with that board because you have Earth, Light, and Dark, and you're going into a Light Dragon, which a Dark Dragon doesn't matter because Mud Dragon doesn't. That's not Mud Dragon. And then when you use Calamity on your Dragon. On the Dark Synchro, you were able to go Calamity, and then your opponent can't respond to Calamity, and then Super Poly's dead, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're just dead. It's over. It's too late, right? Like when Super Poly's live, it's too late to even use it. Like we're beating a spell speed 4 card, which is crazy. Yeah, so this card is bonkers. Just to say the least. This card's ridiculous. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go into the combo now because I think that's the best way to describe it, to show you guys kind of what I mean. Just a taste, right? Just a little taste of what it is, of like the kind of the BS that this deck can do. So let's go ahead and jump into the combo. I'm really excited to show you. Okay, guys, so this is going to just be a 1-card combo through Nibiru. I think that's the best way to do it. Very nice, and just shows you why Wake Up is so good and why the new Synchro is so good. It really puts, like, obviously I did well with Super Heavy before, and those cards were broken. Now it's like Super Heavy is terrifying. Like you activate one of these things and you're on God at that moment. You're going crazy. So yeah, we have one Wakaushi. This Nibiru is in my opponent's hand. We're going to use Wakaushi, put Big Benki effect to be able to search, Soul Gaia Booster effect to summon out, Synchro Summon for Tilting Entrainment effect to be able to get back Wakaushi, then Synchro, Wakaushi, and Tilting for the 12. So this is the first point we can get nibbed. We're already summoning this and using the effect. We are also technically actually chain blocking this because of Wakaushi as well. Very, very nice. So here, this is going to search stand up, and then we can activate stand up, pitch X card to be able to put out Primera. Use Primera's effect in the spell or trap zone. Primera effect to search Wake Up Centur-Ion, and then we are going. This is the big moment, right? We end main phase here. So this example, I show you getting nibbed. If you don't get nibbed, you activate Wake Up Centur-Ion to summon a level 8 token, because again we have our pendulums back here, so it's legal, should be legal. It preface this if the ruling does not work this way, but it should. You activate Wake Up to be able to summon a level 8 token, synchro the token and the Primera into Crimson Dragon, and then in the end phase, and then on your opponent's draw phase now, they're getting Calamity locked, and you didn't even play into this Nibiru. That's if they held it, or if they don't have it, you just minimal effort. And you also get the Primera back in the end phase from Arcolia, which is very, very nice. So we have follow-up as well. Also, that did not use our normal summon. That also did not use our pendulum summon. We did, look at the amount of cards we used. We didn't use anything. We used like 3 things. It was like, that's crazy. That's bonkers. But now we do get nibbed, right? We get nibbed here because they know Calamity's Lock's coming in some kind of way. But at this point, it's too late. It's already over. Because now we are able to get nibbed. It's fine, those 2 go. And we get a nib token. Now we can activate Wake Up to summon a level 8 token. So that's level 8. Then we can use Wake Up's secondary effect now. So why it's important to be able to dump Phalanx. Then we can go to end phase, use Phalanx effect in graveyard, because again, we don't have to do it in main phase. We can still play around other hand traps like Valor. They probably would have used Valor, but again, it just, why not, right? Well, you have the option to do it, might as well do it. Bring back the Arcolia, and then still in end phase, use Arcolia to bring back Primera. So during your opponent's turn now, you have the level 8 and you have the level 4 tuner and the Primera and the field spell and another 12 synchro still in the field. So on their first action, you are able to, again, use Primera as normal, use Primera and stand up to be able to single for Crimson and search for whatever you want. And then you are just still Calamity locking your opponent here for playing through Nibiru now with the super heavy stuff. Again, no normal summon, no pendulum summon. You committed nothing, just one lookout sheet to play around that. You again, and even like something like an imperm, right? Like what do they imperm there? Like tilting entrainment to be able to stop you. Okay, so you're still just ending on like not ending on, but you have a level 8 sitting on the field. That is terrifying because that level 8 is what you need for the Primera to be able to like synchro on your opponent's turn, right? Like what we like think about what we're lacking in the end phase, right? If we get stopped, because now you do the normal line with Primera and you're still going to end on it. It's just no different. It's still just it's perfect. It still works out like perfectly fine. It's ridiculous, and you don't need Regulus anymore to play through Nib because that was the issue, was that you needed Regulus to be able to get value off of the super heavy stuff to play through Nib and other stuff. Now you don't even need Regulus. You can just play. Just play through it. You don't have to play around it. You just play through it. It's crazy. It's so bonkers. I can't. And there's other lines too that play through other stuff. For that kind of explains some ratios we're still figuring out, but again, it's going to depend on the metagame for certain events, and we'll see. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit more competitive type playing around certain things lineup. This is actually something that we've been working on for a while ago, and we've just like been sitting on it because I haven't been going to events recently. So, but this is just something that's crazy. I want other people to understand how good these Centur-Ion cards are and why. That's the best way I could describe it. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you did. Let me know if you're looking forward to Centur-Ion, and if you have any other ideas for Centur-Ion. I'm always open to hear ideas, especially for other people in the future to look back in the comments of this video. I like other people being able to see other ideas floating around. So again, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.